A large problem in today's society is that we are too dependent on fossil fuels. In a study from 2008, it was found that 60% of consumption is fossil fuels. This results in harmful effects on our environment, such as air pollution, water pollution, and ultimately, global warming.
Currently, there are several popular alternatives to fossil fuels. The first is ethanol. However, while ethanol is a viable alternative, it does create a large problem for the environment. Firstly, it can have a large amount of air pollution produced in the production of ethanol. This can result in release of carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and other volatile compounds into the air, which can in turn pollute water supply. Production of ethanol also uses a large amount of water. For instance, it takes about 3 gallons of water for every 1 gallon of ethanol produced. In 2005, a plant in Minnesota used about 146 million gallons of water in 1 year to produce ethanol. This could have instead been used to provide water for one small average-sized city over the course of an entire year. Production of ethanol also increases the price of any kind of corn-based food. This includes corn syrup, cornstarch, basically anything that you can imagine that has the word corn in it on the ingredients. This also increases the price of meat that you would buy at the supermarket because farmers feed their animals corn-based meals, which in turn cost more, which makes the meat that you would buy cost more. Alternative to ethanol, there's also the option of hydrogen power. However, hydrogen vehicles are largely unstable, and there's a very high cost in building hydrogen fuel cells. Also, there are very few places currently to safely refuel hydrogen fuel cells. Finally, hydrogen fuel cells are very closely linked with fossil fuels because hydrogen is actually, it turns out, extracted from fossil fuels. What's our solution? Algae! One of the major companies at the forefront of algae-based fuel production is Algenol. They are a global industrial biofuel company founded in 2006. Algenol uses algae-based fuel technology which yields ethanol, gasoline, biodiesel, and jet fuel. These fuels tend to cost around $1.25 per gallon using algae, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and salt water. Also, Algenol currently can produce about 8,000 gallons of fuel per acre harvested per year, which is incredibly efficient compared to other alternative fuel sources such as ethanol or hydrogen.
Another company that is in the forefront of algae production is a company called Solix Biofuels. They were founded in 2006. Their technology allows the easy growth of microalgae, which can be easily developed into biodiesel. The way they do this is they extract the lipids and proteins from algae and refine it into a viable source of energy. They also are on the forefront of developing personal care items that are eco-friendly and safe to use, such as skin creams. Another company that by far is ahead of the game is called Sapphire Energy. This company uses their technologies to make a renewable, viable, and eco-friendly alternative to fossil fuel. They are the currently only company that produces crude oil from a large algae biomass. They are also one of the leading companies that created the first algae-powered car. They plan on producing 2 million gallons of algae-based diesel fuel per year for the next 2 years.
Now, there's even an algae fuel-powered car. In 2009, the company Sapphire Energy created this vehicle and called it the Algaeus. This plug-in hybrid car is a Prius and runs on green crude fuel made from algae. The fuel efficiency on this vehicle is exceptional. The car was taken on a test run to test its limits and traveled from San Francisco to New York City. It covered a total of 3,570 miles and averaged 147 miles per gallon in the cities and 52 miles per gallon on the highways. The impressive algae-fueled car can travel coast to coast on approximately only 25 gallons. It would take the average automobile owned in the United States about 125 gallons to complete the same task. Experimenting with algae as a possible solution to find a more eco-friendly fuel started in the 1970s with Jimmy Carter in office. During this time, gas prices had skyrocketed and the lines to gas pumps were never ending. The government wanted to and needed to intervene. The Aquatic Species Program, run by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, researched high oil output algae as a source for biofuel. After testing 3,000 different types of algae, they finally found that algae could possibly replace fossil fuels if produced in very large amounts. This is possible because algae contains oil. Half of algae's composition by weight is consisted of lipid oil. This oil can then be converted into biodiesel fuel. Once algae is harvested, the oils are extracted from the walls of the algae cells. Once extracted, it is refined using fatty acid chains and a catalyst, such as sodium hydroxide, is mixed in with the methanol. This creates a biodiesel fuel combined with glycerol. Then this mixture is refined once more, creating algae biodiesel fuel. During the biodiesel production process, algae consumes carbon dioxide. Through photosynthesis, algae pulls carbon dioxide from the air and replaces it with oxygen. So, not only could algae biodiesel fuel replace fossil fuels, but it will also reduce pollution by recycling carbon dioxide.